Imagine you just got your son, your daughter, your offspring, a brand new car. It's a Toyota Corolla and they can't really see the front end of the vehicle, right? Well, with our front camera interface, we can solve that. First, we'll remove this bottom black piece here. We will remove this climate control panel here. Remove that. Next, there's 4 10mm screws in total that we are going to be removing, 2 on each side. So there's one kind of facing straight like this, and the other one's facing up, and 2 on each side. Pull that straight towards you, okay? Alrighty, now that the radio is removed, let's go ahead and open our CS15 front camera interface. This we will be routing and installing on the driver's side factory auxiliary panel. And towards the inside here, there's a tiny screw. Okay. After removing this panel here, there's a few screws we will be removing underneath here that will be going to drop this whole panel. We can go ahead and push this panel out. And the button we're going to be using is the one that's closest to the traction control off. And for example, I'm taking off the furthest one just so I get access to this one easier more, but here's what the clips kind of look like. So it's kind of pushed in like this, and you need to push in this clip, and then you can go and push out. Okay, so we got them both out now. Okay, and there is an additional yellow and black wire that we will not be using. This is mainly used for the backlit option, which we won't be using today. So we're just gonna electric tape it up, make sure it doesn't touch anything, and yeah, let's do that now. Sweet. So first, let's go ahead and route the connector in first, okay? Don't push in the button without routing this first. Otherwise, you're gonna have to redo it again. I should just slip right in, okay? Like so. Nice, beautiful OEM camera button. Next, let's go ahead and route this connector towards the radio. All right, and then from here, I'm gonna go above this vent and kind of go straight down, so that way I can go ahead and use this claw grabber tool to grab the connector. And once that tool has it, I'm just gonna go ahead and carefully maneuver it back up. So we'll leave this here for now, and we're gonna wait for Eric to go ahead and punch through the firewall for the camera.
So, as you could see, this doesn't quite fit to the specs that we want. So we are probably gonna have to trim it a little bit. We're gonna have to bend this out maybe a little bit. Basically what I did is I kept the structural integrity of it. We're just gonna flex it a little bit, and then after we flex it, we're gonna go ahead and trim off this top piece, just so that it could cover the whole surface when we mount it. Okay. And we did trim off the middle piece last, just because before we do the curve, since everything's flush, if you do trim it, you're gonna end up trimming the rest of the bracket that you don't want to. So if you see, I gave it a little bit of a Roman arc here, and then I cut off the top right there. The idea would then be to clamp it like that. Yeah, so basically what we did is instead of mounting it from the outside in, we did bring it from the top down. We did receive it at this bottom end. This isn't gonna be the fixed position. Of course, it is gonna go in and point a little bit more down, but it should be okay. It's a 180 field of view. Don't worry about this for now. It's just to keep it in place while we do the routing. All right, so quick rundown. After we got the camera kind of placed and secured, we went ahead and ran up the wires up here. You'll go ahead and see this wire loom that connects to a lot of the electrical components in the front of the bumper. And then once you go around again, right over here, you're gonna see this. When you pull it out, that wire comes out. That's where we zip tied it to. When you pull it out, you could start from here, and then you could kind of slide it down. And then once you snip it, you just shove it in there, out of sight, out of mind. This right here, you don't have to remove the whole thing. It's pretty flexible, all corners of this. So we kind of went around this big foam piece. If you shove it all the way into the corner, it'll kind of securely lock it into place. Once we fed the wire through the grommet, give yourself about enough slack up to like your ECU here. And then when you pull it out, you leave that little gift for Ben.
So we have a connector A and a connector B. Connector A will connect to this gray connector here. Connector B will connect to this black connector here. I don't really want to refer to them by names, but it's the easiest way to see on video. But your vehicle might have a different color, so just be aware of that. If you're looking straight down, it's gonna be next to this black connector, and then this connector, and this connector. We never use this connector. So connector A will connect to this gray connector here. And make sure when you're putting these in together, make sure you connect them straight and not bent at an angle or anything, because these pins inside are very, very sensitive, and it may break, snap, or bend, which is not good, and you may get an issue. Just make sure you hear a click. And connector B. This one is the third one on the bottom that we don't really use. And this connector will connect to the CS's main connector here. Make sure you never put it in upside down or anything, and it's the correct orientation, otherwise you may damage something. So we'll connect this like so. And then the switch from the button that we just routed from the auxiliary panel will go here, labeled SW. Okay. And from here, all that's left to do is to connect your front camera to the RCA here. And this connects to the option harness here, which will provide your aftermarket camera, the power and ground. And there is an option for a secondary RCA camera input. We won't be using that today, so we're probably gonna zip tie this up, make sure it doesn't rattle or anything. And we'll use these two to power our aftermarket camera that Eric is working on. We are going to be tapping this for the power. So just put this in, make sure it's nice and center in there, and then this end, just squeeze it in there, and that way it punctures the wire. And we'll do the same for the ground side. From here, we will need to route the power, ground, and the extension from the BCAM 13. Okay, so here are the three that we need to get routed from the driver footwell, where the firewall puncture is for the camera, all the way to the head unit, and this will connect to the camera. All right, that's good enough. And then we'll connect these two together and tuck this all away. And if you guys can actually rip electric tape like I just did, you guys are OGs. It's gonna hang out like this, okay? And if you guys made it this far into the video, just know that we appreciate you guys for watching. But if you really have made it this far into the video, you're most likely subscribed, so I thank you for subscribing. But if you haven't already, please do so. Helps us out a lot. All right, beautiful. And then from here, here is our RCA. And just make sure that we are not getting confused. Since we're only installing one front camera input, we're gonna be using the one that's tied to the main harness here, not this additional one, okay? This one is for the secondary camera input. So this goes here, like so. So here are our taps. And we'll do the same thing with the ground side. Okay, let's make sure it's tight. And this is perfectly enough for us to test. As a reminder, connector A, which is this one here, goes here. Connector B goes here. Okay, perfect. That's all the connections in. And it's working. All right, and here is the front camera. And if I push it again, it's gonna go back to the factory Toyota screen. And this is enabled by default. We will walk you through the steps to go ahead and enable the factory reverse camera as well. And you could do the front camera or the factory reverse camera all while in motion, and I'll walk you through the steps after. And this is with the front license plate back in. And yeah, it looks beautiful, nice and OEM, and even on the factory screen here, you can't even tell. All right, now that we've tested and made sure everything was working, I'm gonna go ahead and undo everything again and clean up the area back here. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up the CS module with some foam tape. And then don't forget that I did remove this connector for cleaning purposes. So we'll connect that back together. Nice and tucked away. Let's go ahead and re-plug in the Encore ENA 2T3 amplifier. Now this customer did have it plugged in prior to us installing this. He has the older one with the ground harness or ground ring terminal. And just FYI, everything does work together. So let's go ahead and show you guys how to go ahead and install our amplifier along with our CS15 front camera interface, okay? Now, as you remember, this one is connector A and this one is connector B. So let's go ahead and remove connector A. And the ENA harness will connect to connector A first. And again, make sure that these connect straight and properly, and make sure that they click in together. And then this on the ENA side will connect to the female end of the CS15 side. Okay, let's make sure you hear the click. And then this side will go back to the radio. This one doesn't really connect to anything, so just connects to our ENA harness and then back to the radio. Okay. And for the installation and mounting location of the amplifier, now if you look straight down here, there's a perfect flat path where my hand is right here, right underneath the vents right here, and that's where we're going to be mounting the amplifier. Okay. And let's just go ahead and tidy everything up, and that will complete the installation. All right, let's give you guys a full demo. All right, guys, so now that we are inside the vehicle, so this is how it comes from default. If I push the front camera button, it will display the front camera. And if I push it again, it will go back to the factory screen. Now, in order to switch that to see the factory reverse camera, refer to the instructions manual on how to do so. Okay, so mode D, backup camera PTV. This is what we're gonna go ahead and do, okay? So we're gonna shut off the car. Or we're gonna hold this camera button and push the start from ignition off to ignition. And we're gonna wait until it is rapid flash green, okay? So I'm taking a look at it right now. It's blinking red, now green, and now rapid red. And when it's on rapid green, that's when I let go of the button, okay? And one flash means it's disabled. 2 flashes means it's enabled. So I'm gonna push it once, and it's gonna blink twice to enable it. And I'm just gonna push and hold it to confirm my selection. Now to test it, I'm gonna push it once. It's gonna show the front camera. If I push it again, it's gonna see the factory reverse camera. And if I push it again, it's gonna go back to the factory Toyota screen. Okay, very, very easy. And just like that, we finally saved your seedling. They can finally see the front end of their vehicle, and it works all while in motion, and it definitely helps out a lot when they go grocery shopping for you, buying some stuff from the house, or just in general, wanting to see more. And hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't already. See you guys next time.
Look, I don't take no loss, it's simple. Stand up, guy, walk 10 tall. Looking in the mirror, who better than me?